Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a simple but honestly a really powerful strategy to help you reclaim your focus. We're talking about time blocking and the famous Pomodoro technique, a method designed to help you win back your day.
Okay, so let's just dive right in by talking about a problem that, let's be honest, probably feels incredibly familiar to just about everyone.
You know that feeling, right? You've been busy all day, jumping from emails to notifications, switching between a dozen different things. But when you finally stop and look back, you kind of struggle to name what you actually got done. It's that awful cycle of being busy but not really productive.
And here's the most important thing to realize. This is not some personal failing. It's not on you. Our world today is basically built to shatter our focus. So this isn't about having more willpower. It's about having a smarter strategy to fight back.
So what is that strategy? Well, let's get into a system that's designed to work with our brands, not against them. A simple way to win back our attention.
At its heart, we're talking about time blocking. And one of the most effective ways to do it is with the Pomodoro technique. So instead of just grinding away until you're totally exhausted, you work in a short, focused sprint, and then you take a planned break. It's a simple but really effective rhythm. Intense focus, then deliberate rest. And you know, the power of this method isn't just a gimmick. It's actually rooted in how our brains work. By deciding what to do ahead of time, you get rid of that constant nagging question, what should I do next, which totally drains your mental energy. And those breaks, they aren't lazy. They're absolutely crucial for preventing burnout and helping your brain actually process and retain information. Okay, so how do you actually do it? Well, the good news is it breaks down into 4 incredibly simple steps. You don't need any fancy software or a complicated manual.
First, you pick one thing, just one, not 5 things. Second, set a timer. This creates a little bubble for your focus. For those 25 or, say, 50 minutes, you give that single task your complete, undivided attention. That means no email, no phone, just the work. And then, and this is key, when that timer rings, you stop. You take that short break you've earned to get up, stretch, and just mentally reset.
Now that all sounds great in theory, but let's make it a little more real. Here's what those steps look like when you translate them into an actual plan. So check this out. For a student, instead of having a vague, kind of scary goal like study biology, the mission is super specific. Summarize Chapter 5. See how that turns a huge marathon into a few manageable sprints? 3 focused rounds, 30 minutes each, with a quick 5-minute breather in between. Totally doable.
All right, but of course, once you start trying this, real life happens. Questions are going to pop up. So let's just get ahead of a few of the most common what-ifs to help you really make this method work for you.
This is probably the #1 hurdle people hit right out of the gate. You set a timer for 30 minutes, you're feeling good, and then 10 minutes in, your mind is just everywhere else. What do? Simple. You don't force it, you just adjust. Think of your focus like a muscle. You wouldn't walk into a gym for the first time and try to lift the heaviest weight, right? You start smaller. Shorten that work time to something you know you can handle, even if it's just 15 minutes. Then you can gradually build up from there as your focus stamina gets stronger.
Okay, now for the opposite problem. You're completely in the zone, the work is just flying by, everything feels effortless. And then, ding, the timer goes off. The natural impulse for all of us is to just ignore it and keep going, right?
Well, here's the slightly counterintuitive secret. It's still a really smart idea to take that break. The goal here isn't one heroic marathon work session. It's about having high-quality, sustainable focus over many sessions. So yeah, absolutely extend the block if you're in a state of flow. But that short recovery break is what lets you come back just as strong for the next round.
This is a huge one for anyone whose day isn't a neat 9 to 5. What if your day is just a chaotic mix of meetings, interruptions, and constant changes? How in the world can you time block that?
You use something called floating blocks. It's a great little trick. So you don't schedule a session for 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Instead, you just keep the idea in your back pocket. The second a 30-minute window of quiet unexpectedly opens up, you grab it. You start the timer and knock out one focused block of work. It's all about being opportunistic.
And that right there is the most crucial thing to remember. This method isn't some rigid prison that you have to force your messy life into. Think of it as a simple, flexible tool that you can bend and adapt to fit your reality, whether your day is perfectly planned or a total whirlwind. So, now the ball is in your court. Don't just think, oh, that's a cool idea. I want you to actually try it. Look at your to-do list right now. What's one small, specific thing you could tackle with just a single 25-minute focused block? Go on, give it a shot. You might be really surprised at what you can get done.